going on YouTube? Gorby and CVH here.
Indeed, with our second installment of Card of the Week.
Hooray! So last week we discovered the wonders
of
shock and awe. Gave you guys some tips and tricks for that card. Hope you put them to good use. This week, the week of August 24th, we are bringing you
a fire card.
Fire card.
We will.
It's a pretty good
wait
one.
for Carl to pan down.
He is the interim ruler of the fire civilization.
Say it in his voice. Ready? You gotta do it.
I can't.
You have to.
I don't know how.
Voice from the show.
How do I do it?
In his voice from the
Fuck
show.
it. Lord Skycrusher.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's got swords and shit. Level 7.
7,000 power.
7,000 power.
Double breaker.
Double breaker.
And I forget the name of his ability, but it's Royal Command. And it's whenever it attacks, choose one of your other creatures in the battle zone. It gains plus 5,000 and double breaker until the end of the turn. I'm sorry I'm reading these things because we just got done a really grueling Duel Masters draft, and my Kaijudo mind is fried right now. But it gains it gives something else plus 5,000 double breaker when it attacks. So,
now, when we first got a hold of this card, it was in the draft that we did for Dojo Edition. I actually got wrecked by it.
Yeah, Sean
Caster ran it. But,
this is actually the same one though. I traded for it.
Yep.
It's cool.
But we first thought it might be like a really good aggro card, you know, making those Hydro Spies 6,000 and pushing in. Turns out that kind of the opposite was true.
Well, I still kind of think it would be good in aggro, just that
maybe a little bit.
No one who's built aggro yet has tried it. They just want to run Bolt Tail and like one Tetsu.
Well,
which is
I
cool
mean,
too.
Bolt Tail's one more mana.
Yeah.
I mean, what's one more mana in aggro, you know?
Yeah, I mean, well, one turn usually.
Yeah.
But in control, I'm running one of these and two Bolt Tail, because it just it helps in situations that Bolt Tail sometimes can't help it. And it lets you break 4 shields when maybe you only have this and one other thing on the field, and it's good to put pressure on. Like if they have like a Frogzuka or something, you can get over it. I've used its ability to attack their fields and stuff, and the power's been helpful. So
make that Hydra Spy big and crash over an Aqua Seneschal or a Frogzuka or something if you need to.
Like it's aggressive like Bolt Tail, but they're aggressive in different ways. Like this requires setup and can potentially be more devastating, or like turn your small field into big eyes, obviously. And Bolt Tail really shines when you have a field of other attackers too, and you can just switch the tempo immediately like that and break like 4 things. And so this doesn't require quite as much of a setup, but it also has a drawback because it's required to sit there for a turn without attacking.
Right. It makes it really vulnerable to removal. Root Traps, Veil Vortexes, Terror Pits. You name it, those cards are gunning for this one when it hits board.
Yeah. That's why I was skeptical about running it, is because I didn't, Bolt Tail has its
9 times out of 10 9 times out of 10 this might end up being destruction or removal fodder. But that 1 out of 10 times is good enough to warrant running this card at least 1.
And even then, if you play it and then they Terror Pit it, then you can play your Bolt Tail with your other guys, and the massive tempo swing will be more effective because they'll have 1 less card to deal with your field, which can be crucial.
I mean, ideally you're playing it when you already have a follow-up in mind for next turn.
Yeah.
Whether it be, you can't just summon this guy and bank on, okay, my follow-up is swinging next turn.
You can really late game if you see that most of their pits and everything are already used. It's a card that gets better with time. Like if both players their stamina, the stamina's decrease later in the game, and both players have less options to deal with things. So a card like this can be really effective super late in the game. But if it's a point in time where it's mid game, turn 7 or 8, and they've only used 1 Terror Pit or a Razor Kinder hits mana, then it might die. Yeah, that's a problem. Right. But overall, it's one of the more solid finishers we have. I'd run it over most things in aggro. I'd probably
run over King Tsunami.
Everything gets run over with King Tsunami. I'd run a Hydrobot Crab over King Tsunami. Just make it a double breaker with this.
Ta-da! Lord Skycrusher makes Hydrobot Crab playable.
Yeah.
That's how you know a card is good, YouTube. But there's that. I mean, I've even seen more play than Alcadius at this point too.
Yeah. We should have talked about that. I don't like Alcadius, but
it's proved to be really mediocre for as much hype as it's built. But that's another card of the week for another time.
We'll probably never actually do it.
Probably not.
This is just this gives you another double breaker, and Alcadius requires you to attack with something else first, hope it's not a trigger, then attack with Alcadius, hope that's not a trigger, and then you get your extra attack, which might not even be that big of a deal. This just is it's more instant, and it's 1,000 more power, which is also a big deal because it can bump with Bolt Tails. and Zagans, and can hit over trucks. So
It's
overall, it's a solid card. It's like my second favorite finisher right now, probably. So it's good.
Another great card coming out of Dojo Edition. Only gets better with base set because we get the Hyperspeed Dragon.
Hold up.
It's an armor dragon.
Oh, God.
Only gets better with base set, YouTube.
That is really good.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Stock up on your Lord Skycrushers.
You can Hyperspeed Dragon, then, like, do whatever turn 6. Or, like, if you turn 6 Hyperspeed, then you turn 7 this. Double break. Hyperspeed, double breaks.
Hyperspeed is now 11,000
What if you have other...
Wait, no.
No, it's 9,000 power.
9,000? It's 5 for 4?
Yep. I thought it was 5 for 6? Craziness.
Yeah.
No, it's 5 for 4.
It's not that good. YouTube, I can't read.
Yeah, it's 5 for... Well, it makes the Armor Dragon deck even better. I should run one of those. I don't know why we weren't thinking about that.
Yeah, I don't know. It never occurred to me until just this moment.
Well then, card of the week. We all learn, don't we?
Yes. Sometimes while we're doing the card of the week.
Yeah, most of the time. Just got done a Duel Masters draft. Like I said, brains fried.
It's pushing midnight.
Oh my God.
We're all kind of tired. But we're getting you the content because we love you guys. And Lord Skycrusher loves you too.
It's pretty cool,
So be sure to stock up on those. YouTube, great card. If you're running fire, definitely
give it a try.
It.
1 or 2 copies is never bad. I still think Bolt Tails should be run before this, but if you have the extra space, 3 or 4 finishers right now is probably a good way to go, no matter what you're running. So
I think that's going to wrap it up for this week's card of the week.
Sounds good.
Said about all we can say about good old Lord Skycrusher.
Indeed.
Be sure to check out the social links in the description. And follow us on the Twitter, the YouTubes, the Facebooks. Spencer and I are going to be more active on Twitter with the start of the semester, with the start of our radio shows. We'll get Carl the dates and times for those so you guys can check it out. Spend some quality time with us while we're away, since all you'll have is these 2 idiots. And we'll see you next time, YouTube. Peach.